Study with Artemis Inc. podcast. This information was produced with the assistance of AI-generated content. What is sacred geometry? Introduction to sacred geometry. Welcome to this deeper exploration of sacred geometry, a profound discipline that delves into the fundamental patterns and structures believed to underlie all of creation. More than just a study of shapes and numbers, sacred geometry is often described as the very blueprint of the universe, a universal language that connects the physical world with the spiritual. It posits that certain geometric patterns are not arbitrary, but are imbued with sacred meaning and power, reflecting the divine order, harmony, and interconnectedness of existence. From the subatomic realm to the vast expanse of galaxies, proponents believe these patterns are universally present, guiding the growth, organization, and evolution of life itself. This ancient wisdom suggests that by understanding these forms, we can gain insights into the nature of reality, the cosmos, and our place within it. Historical roots, ancient civilizations. The history of sacred geometry is as old as civilization itself, deeply embedded in the wisdom traditions of ancient cultures across the globe. The understanding and application of these principles can be found in the architectural marvels, intricate art, and philosophical texts that have survived millennia. Ancient Egypt, the land of divine proportion. Perhaps one of the most compelling and earliest examples of applied sacred geometry comes from ancient Egypt. The construction of their monumental structures, most notably the pyramids and temples, reveals an astonishingly precise application of geometric and mathematical principles. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for instance, is not merely a colossal tomb. Its dimensions are believed to encode advanced astronomical and mathematical knowledge, including the golden ratio, pH, P/P, and the precise cardinal alignments. The ratio of its perimeter to its height is approximately equal to 2 pt. The architects and priests of Egypt were thought to be initiates of a secret knowledge, using these proportions to create structures that mirrored the cosmos and facilitated a connection with the divine. Beyond architecture, symbols like the flower of life, a geometric pattern composed of multiple overlapping circles, have been found etched into the walls of the Temple of Osiris at Abydos, dating back thousands of years. This intricate symbol is considered by many to be a fundamental template for the universe's structure, containing within it all other sacred geometric forms, such as the seed of life, egg of life, and fruit of life. The Ankh, the Egyptian symbol of life, also incorporates geometric principles, representing the union of male and female energies, or spirit and matter. Mesopotamia and Indus Valley order in urban design. Concurrent with the Egyptians, early civilizations in Mesopotamia, such as the Sumerians and Babylonians, also utilize sophisticated geometric principles in their urban planning, ziggurat construction, and intricate cuneiform art. Their cities were often laid out with a clear understanding of cardinal directions and astronomical alignments. Similarly, the highly organized and meticulously planned cities of the Indus Valley Civilization, like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, circa 2500 and 1900 BCE, suggest an advanced grasp of geometric layout, standardized brick sizes, and drainage systems, indicating a society that valued order and proportion. The grid-like patterns of their streets reflect a conscious application of geometric principles for societal harmony and efficiency. Ancient Greece, philosophy, mathematics, and the cosmos. The ancient Greeks, particularly towering figures like Pythagoras, Plato, and Euclid, significantly advanced the study of geometry, elevating it from a practical skill to a philosophical and spiritual discipline. Pythagoras, around the 6th century BCE, famously declared that all is number. His followers, the Pythagoreans, believed that numbers and geometric forms held the key to understanding the cosmos, seeing the universe as a harmonious system governed by mathematical ratios and musical intervals. They discovered the mathematical relationships behind musical harmony and applied these principles to the cosmos, envisioning a music of the spheres. Plato, in his seminal work Timaeus, further solidified the spiritual significance of geometry by associating the 5 Platonic solids, tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, with the classical elements of fire, earth, air, water, and the cosmos, or ether, respectively. He believed these perfect polyhedra were the fundamental building blocks of the universe, reflecting the divine mind. Euclid, around 300 BCE, codified much of this knowledge in his monumental work, Elements, which provided a foundational text for geometry that influenced Western thought for over 2 millennia, establishing a rigorous axiomatic framework for geometric proofs and principles that are still taught today. His work not only defined geometric shapes, but also explored their relationships and properties, laying the groundwork for how we understand space and form. Medieval and Renaissance periods, divine architecture and artistic harmony. During the medieval period, sacred geometry continued to be a guiding principle, particularly in the awe-inspiring construction of grand cathedrals and churches across Europe. Gothic architecture, which emerged in the 12th century, is a testament to this profound understanding. Its soaring arches, intricate rose windows, precise proportions, and elaborate floor plans often incorporated geometric principles to evoke a sense of divine presence, transcendence, and order. The use of specific ratios, such as the golden ratio, and alignments was not merely aesthetic. It was believed to connect the earthly structure to heavenly realms, creating a sacred space that facilitated spiritual experience. Master builders and masons were often part of guilds and secret societies that preserved and transmitted this esoteric knowledge, ensuring the continuity of these ancient traditions. Examples include Chartres Cathedral in France and Salisbury Cathedral in England, where the layout and dimensions are said to reflect cosmic harmony. The Renaissance, 14th to 17th centuries, saw a powerful resurgence of interest in classical knowledge, including sacred geometry, fueled by a renewed focus on humanism and the rediscovery of ancient texts. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and architects like Filippo Brunelleschi and Leon Battista Alberti consciously applied geometric principles, such as the golden ratio, linear perspective, and the Platonic solids to their works, seeking to achieve perfect harmony, balance, and beauty. Da Vinci's iconic Vitruvian Man, for instance, famously illustrates the ideal human body's proportions in relation to a circle and a square, embodying the Renaissance ideal of man as a microcosm of the universe, reflecting divine order. Brunelleschi's dome of the Florence Cathedral is another masterpiece of applied geometry, demonstrating an innovative understanding of structural principles based on classical forms. Religious and spiritual significance, unifying symbols of creation. Beyond its historical application in architecture and art, sacred geometry holds deep religious and spiritual significance across a vast array of traditions, both ancient and contemporary. Many cultures and spiritual paths believe that these geometric patterns are not just shapes, but divine symbols, representing the very fabric of creation, the interconnectedness of all life, and the underlying unity of existence. Universal symbols and their meanings. The circle universally represents unity, wholeness, eternity, the divine, and the infinite, having no beginning or end. The square often symbolizes stability, order, the material world, and the 4 cardinal directions. The triangle embodies balance, trinity, manifestation, and the interplay of opposing forces. The vesica piscis Formed by the intersection of two circles, it is a foundational shape in many sacred geometric patterns. It symbolizes the union of opposites, heaven and earth, spirit and matter, creation, and the gateway to new life. It holds particular significance in Christian art, often seen in halos and mandalas surrounding sacred figures. The Tree of Life, a complex diagram, particularly prominent in Kabbalah, which maps the 10 Sephirot, emanations of God, and the paths connecting them. It is a geometric representation of the universe's creation and the path to spiritual enlightenment. The Metatron's cube, derived from the fruit of life, part of the flower of life, this complex figure contains all 5 Platonic solids. It is believed to represent the blueprint of creation and the energetic pathways of the universe, often used for meditation and spiritual protection. Mystical traditions and meditation. In various mystical traditions, such as Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, Sufism, Islamic mysticism, and the intricate mandalas of Hinduism and Buddhism, sacred geometry is used as a powerful tool for meditation, contemplation, and spiritual awakening. These patterns are believed to facilitate a deeper understanding of the divine and the self, acting as visual aids to transcend the mundane, quiet the mind, and connect with higher consciousness. The Sri Yantra in Hinduism, for example, is a complex geometric diagram used in tantric meditation to symbolize the cosmos, the human body, and the divine feminine principle. Similarly, Buddhist mandalas are intricate geometric designs representing the universe in its ideal form, used as spiritual guides for establishing a sacred space and as an aid to meditation and trance induction. Islamic art, particularly in mosque decoration, features incredibly complex and beautiful geometric patterns, tessellations, which serve as a non-figurative way to express the infinite and indivisible nature of God. Nature's blueprint, the universal language of form. Perhaps one of the most compelling and accessible aspects of sacred geometry is its pervasive presence in nature. From the smallest microscopic organisms to the grandest celestial bodies, these geometric forms are observed everywhere, suggesting an underlying universal design principle that governs the physical world. The Fibonacci sequence and golden ratio in nature. The Fibonacci sequence 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 5, 5, and its intimate relationship to the golden ratio, pH 0.618, are particularly evident in countless natural phenomena. The golden ratio, often found when dividing a line segment into 2 parts such that the ratio of the whole segment to the longer part is the same as the ratio of the longer part to the shorter part, creates a visually harmonious proportion. Botanical examples: the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower, the unfurling of a fern frond, the branching patterns of trees, the number of petals on many flowers, often Fibonacci numbers, and the spirals of pine cones all frequently follow these mathematical progressions. Zoological examples: the spiral growth of a nautilus shell, the proportions of the human body, e.g., the ratio of forearm to hand, or the sections of a finger, and the intricate patterns of spiderwebs often exhibit golden ratio proportions. Cosmological examples: even at a cosmic scale, the spiraling arms of galaxies often approximate logarithmic spirals, which are closely related to the golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence. The hexagonal patterns found in beehives and the crystalline structures of snowflakes also showcase perfect geometric precision, reflecting the most efficient packing and growth patterns. This widespread observation reinforces the belief that sacred geometry is not merely a human construct or a cultural invention, but an inherent, fundamental property of the universe itself, a universal language of form that manifests from the most basic energetic patterns to the most complex living systems. Modern interpretations and applications. In contemporary times, sacred geometry continues to resonate with people seeking deeper meaning and connection. While no longer solely confined to religious architecture, its principles are being explored in various fields. Art and design. Modern artists, architects, and designers consciously incorporate sacred geometric principles to create aesthetically pleasing and harmonious works, believing these forms have a positive psychological impact. From product design to landscape architecture, the pursuit of balance and proportion remains. Personal growth and healing. Many individuals use sacred geometric symbols, like mandalas or the flower of life, as tools for meditation, mindfulness, and energy work, believing they can promote balance, healing, and spiritual awakening. Workshops and practices focused on drawing or contemplating these forms are increasingly popular. Science and consciousness. Some scientists and philosophers explore the connections between sacred geometry, quantum physics, and the nature of consciousness, suggesting that these patterns might represent the underlying informational structure of reality. The study of fractals, for instance, reveals self-similar patterns that repeat at different scales, echoing the principles of sacred geometry found in nature. Conclusion. In conclusion, sacred geometry is a timeless and universal discipline that profoundly bridges the gap between science and spirituality, art and philosophy. Its rich and continuous history reveals a persistent human endeavor to understand the fundamental order and harmony of the cosmos. By recognizing these sacred patterns, whether in the monumental structures of ancient civilizations, the intricate symbols of religious traditions, the masterpieces of Renaissance art, or the ubiquitous forms found in the natural world, we are invited to perceive a deeper, more profound harmony and interconnectedness that permeates all existence. It is a reminder that the universe is not chaotic, but beautifully ordered, and that by observing its underlying geometry, we can glimpse the divine intelligence that orchestrates all things. Copyright 2025. References: Critchlow, Keith, Order in Space, a Design Source Book, Thames and Hudson, 1970, a classic text exploring geometric principles in art, architecture, and nature. Lawler, Robert, Sacred Geometry, Philosophy and Practice, Thames and Hudson, 1982, a foundational work on the subject, delving into historical and philosophical aspects. Lundy, Miranda, Sacred Geometry, Wooden Books, 2001, a concise and visually rich introduction to key concepts and forms. Docci, György, The Power of Limits, Proportional Harmonies in Nature, Art and Architecture. Shambhala, 1981, explores the golden ratio and other proportions across various disciplines. Schneider, Michael S. A Beginner's Guide to Constructing the Universe, the Mathematical Archetypes of Nature, Art and Science. Harper Perennial, 1995, a comprehensive and accessible guide to the mathematical underpinnings of sacred geometry.